music means everything to me. When I mean everything, is music can mean everything to someone in some way. And it depends on your choice of music styles or songs even that you choose to listen to in a precise moment. You can listen to Disturbed, Indestructible, and it can fill you with ferocity and almost motivation to carry out a vengeful military style assault just on an emotional level. Or you can listen to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, and when you hear the piano intro to Moonlight Sonata, for me, honestly, I can almost feel the gentle touch of a lover's hand caressing me. I can feel my heart react to the feeling of love and affection and care. Then if you listen to classical music, you can listen to, as I just mentioned, Beethoven, or you can listen to Wagner and say Ride of the Valkyries, made famous in Apocalypse Now in the helicopter scene. You listen to that and you hear the pride of German revitalization of the late 30s and early 40s, where they wrote, built, and composed everything large. Everything was big, imposing. Or you can listen to, say, for example, By Your Side by Sade. What you'll get there is you'll get a feeling of that first dance at your wedding, that promise of forever, when you just feel so connected to that person. And that emotion comes through in that song, the feeling that you get when you dedicate yourself to someone else through thick and thin. And then you go into modern rock and roll, and you have the driving beats and when I think of modern rock and roll, though, I tend to think of modern rock operas with their contemplative lyrics and their storylines. You got Styx. Kilroy was here. I think Dennis D. Young was the mastermind behind that. It's a story of modern technology control and mind control in a totalitarian government. And then you have albums such as Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, to where your protagonist in the storyline has to do things for the organization, and usually it's assassinations and whatnot. And you have to think of the motivations of the characters when you create stories like this. And the character unnamed in this rock opera, Operation Mindcrime, is motivated by two things. First, he's provided with drugs that he is addicted to by the organization, and he sits in a dark room and waits for Mary, his operator, his handler. Mary brings him what he needs, but he is also in love with Mary. And so most of his motivation is trying to earn the adulation and the affection of Mary, who disguises herself as a nun. Sweet Sister Mary is one of the most beautiful songs off that album, Operation Mindcrime, where he calls her Mary, my lady of pain, and that lyric is just very moving. So music can mean so many different things on so many different levels. You listen to Bach's Cello Suite Number 1 with that playful, almost arpeggio style of the cello at the beginning. You listen listen to the Four Seasons from Vivaldi, and you get that feeling of the outdoors. You get the feeling of nature, you know. But nothing can compare, for me personally, to the emotional impact of the Moonlight Sonata by lovely Ludwig van Beethoven. You know, on a side note, I would like to point out that there is some question as to whether or not Bach even wrote these 6 cello suites. Cello Suite number 1 being made famous in the movie The Soloist, starring Jamie Foxx as a homeless man who plays the cello beautifully. He has trouble with mental illness, but Cello Suite number 1 is very famously featured in that movie. But there are 6 cello suites. Cello Suite number 1 being the most easily recognizable and easily understood by even the lesser exposed people to classical music. Cello Suite 2 and 3, it goes from being in a G major to kind of an E, which gives it a really darker timbre. So you have to kind of understand the emotions that are being conveyed by music that have no lyrics, and when you listen to classical music like that. So to me, music can mean so many different things to yourself. Then there's the aspect of what music can mean to someone else from you. When a song or some other concerto or whatever moves you to think of someone almost exclusively every time, and you play this song for them, and you hope that it conveys the same feeling in them that it conveys in you. Often, most people lose the message when you dedicate a song to them, unless it's just absolutely overtly, you know, relative to that person. You know, almost like whether it mentions their name or maybe a context of a conversation you had with that person. But a message could be sent from you to someone using music. But to me, usually music is a solo venture. I listen to so many different styles of music that I find it very difficult to enjoy music in a specific way when I'm with other people. Like when I'm in the car, I kind of feel like I have to play music that they may want to hear. But when I'm alone, there is absolutely no no telling what I'm going to listen to. There's no linear style of music that I listen to. So this is just kind of a video I made because I wanted to kind of make personal notes about a music class that I'm starting in college, and I wanted to make a video note of what music means to me and what it can mean to others. Okay, thank you.